everybody, it's Ayana Johnson and I am back with another video. Thank you all for joining my channel. Thank you for just showing up and being a part of your own personal growth and development, because that's what it's all about for me. Any content that I put out, anything that I do in this world is to be able to inspire people and encourage people, not just based off of my professionalism as a therapist, but also my personal experiences and the things that I've had to endure, how I've walked this life, just dealing with so many things. And it's such an overwhelming feeling to be at the place that I'm in, to see myself just being this light to the world. So that's all, it's just a blessing. And I appreciate you all for showing up for yourself, just as I've shown up for myself over the years to be able to be who I need to be to you. So today we're going to jump right into it. Relationships suck. That's what we're going to talk about. Relationships that are not in alignment with the relationship that you're supposed to have for yourself suck. When you think about a relationship, that means you've made a commitment to combine yourself to something or someone. And that is a relationship. So you have a relation with that individual or with that situation. So it sucks if you're doing that and it's not bringing you the value that it's supposed to bring you. You have no choice but to let it go. Okay. I know that there's so many aspects of it where it's like, listen, you say that so easily, but when you're in love with somebody, but really, is love really damaging? Does it really delay you? Does it really causes you to stumble? Does it really make you feel devalued? That's not love. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is everything. Love is God. Okay. So when you think about love, when you think about someone loving you, or when you think about a situation working for you and loving you, right, it's going to fulfill you. It's going to make you feel valued. It's going to make you feel like there's a part of you that's growing and prospering. And you're going to find yourself being at a place where all things are working out for your good because of what you've connected yourself to. A relationship is a connection. So it really sucks, number one, that we would do that to ourselves, to put ourselves in a situation where we're choosing to keep connected or having a relationship with something that does not do anything but offend us. Right? So I want you to be inspired to get yourself to a place in your life where you say, you know what? I'm only having a relationship with things that fulfill me. I'm only having a relationship with things that bring me value. I'm only having a relationship with things that help me to grow and develop the person that's inside of me. There's a heavy, heavy stronghold in this world when it comes to validation. People love validation. People love to be validated by other people. And that's why you have people that have so many gifts, so many talents, so many things inside of them. And it's hard for them to birth it because of what they're connected to. So I just want to encourage you today, you got to let go. I know that it's hard. It hurts. I know that it's scary. I know that, it's something that you're used to. I know that it seems like there's hope in it, but you got to let it go. If it's not serving you right now, then it's already being revealed to you that that's the wrong relationship. That's the wrong connection. And I'm not just talking about people. I'm talking about habits. I'm talking about things that you've connected yourself to, even opportunities and, situations, business deals and, gangs or whatever you put yourself. I'm speaking to people across the world. It don't matter where you are or where you come from or what type of lifestyle you live. I'm talking about just anything that's connected to you that doesn't accommodate the person that inside of you that you want to become. There was a point in my life where I'm like, look, listen, Ayana, I know it's hard, baby girl. I know you ain't had no example of what, this stuff really look like, or how you really, something inside of you is bursting and, you want life differently and you ain't had no examples. But right now, the first start is to let go of everything that looks foreign to what it is that's trying to develop inside of you. I had to tell myself these relationships suck. I had to be my biggest advocate at some point in your life where you got to say, look, I don't necessarily have the validation from other people, but I got to validate myself, because if I can validate myself, then I believe that there's a level inside of me that's going to love me like never before. You are going to start connecting yourself to certain things and certain people that is going to accommodate the validation that you give to yourself. If you feel like you're looking on the outside, you're looking on social media, you looking to a woman or to a man, you looking to your parents, you looking, as an adult, you looking for certain people to define what's inside of you. That's how you know that something is unstable. You're connected to things that's causing you to stumble because it doesn't make you feel fulfilled inside of you. Right? If you're going to connect yourself to something or someone, there's something that's going to push you to want to love yourself, to want to go to another level, to want to dream bigger, to want to inspire more, to want to break the generational chains off your family, not crying at night, right? Not feeling lonely because you're not getting attention from this person, or because this person ain't texting you back and you wondering what this person is doing, or because they invited you to one event, but they didn't invite you to the other. So are these really your friends? If you got to start to question people and make them, force you to wonder about your worth, you got to cut them off. Listen. And I'm not just saying this like, oh, this is what people should do. Let me tell you something about me. I only speak based off of my experiences. I promise you that. Now, things could be a little heightened based off of my knowledge and understanding from a therapeutic approach. But ultimately, the things that I'm able to encourage the world about is based off of my own experiences and the things that I've had to endure. So I can say, listen, I know what that looks like. And if you don't do A, B, and C, then I promise you it's not going to work out the way that you want it to. Because not only have I allowed myself to be transformed and renewed in my mind, I've allowed myself to explore a relationship with God. You can come on my channel all you want and say, I don't believe in God, so I like what she say, but I don't believe in God. Well, it's probably not the channel for you, because I promise you, I'm going to represent God to the day that I die, because there is no Ayana Johnson without God. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a pastor, but I know that the foundation and the root of who I am comes from my relationship with God. The things that I've had to endure to where he said, listen, Ayana, you can't wear them clothes no more. You got to cover yourself up. You're gonna attract the men that you are. You can't say that you want a certain type of man and you're dressed like that. Like, you got to change those things up. Ayana, you got to, I know you don't want to be at this job, but I'm teaching you some things at this job. So if you could just be patient and you could learn while you're here and not be so desperate to get to the next place, then I promise you, in this next season, you're going to be prepared. It was my relationship with God that has kept me going, that has given me the wisdom that I have. It's my relationship with God in those moments where I felt alone, or where I felt like I needed to be validated by people. It's my relationship with God that has carried me through. It's my relationship with God in the moments where I felt alone in a family. I have all my family, all my siblings, my parents, and I felt so alone in this world. It's my relationship with God that caused me not to stumble. It's my relationship with God when I felt depressed and couldn't get out the bed at night. It was my relationship with God. So I'm not coming on here trying to tell you, oh, if you don't have a relationship with God, then life is not going to work out. But I am going to tell you, if you don't have a relationship with God, then you're not going to really reach your full potential, because the only things that last are the things that come from God. That's his word. So between you connecting yourself with the right relationships on the right timing, with the right people, the right situations, not placing your timing on things, right? But learning to trust and value the relationship that you have with God, and understanding that his timing is perfect. Between those two things, you gonna have everything you need in life. But if you say, you know what, Ayana, I hear you. I hear you. I know that I need to let this person go. I know I need to leave this situation. I know that this situation makes me question who I am when I used to feel like I knew who I was. I used to feel like I knew that, I had a value. I used to feel beautiful. I used to feel handsome. I used to feel like I was that person that I needed to be to show up for myself. But ever since I've been connected with this situation or with these people, it's like it diminishes my character. It diminishes my value. It diminishes my morals. I'm only chasing after this situation because it pays good, but I know it's not what I'm supposed to do. If you can say those things and then on the flip side say, Ayana, but I'm not ready. I get that too. I promise you, I get that too. You're not going to be perfect. There's not a perfect person in this world. If they say they are, they're lying. I don't care what status that they have. I don't care what background that they came from. I don't care. There's not a perfect person in this world. But the first step is to acknowledge, you know what? I got some stuff I need to shift around in my life. That's the first step. If you can just acknowledge that alone, then you good. I'm not saying change immediately because this thing is a process. I'll get on here and be faking the funk if I act like you could just change and then that's just it. That's just how it goes. It's a process. It's a renewal of the mind. It's the desperateness that you have within yourself to say, listen, I am desperate to reach a place in this life. And I feel like there's something boiling inside of me that's cooking up. And the only reason for that thing to be served to the world or to be served to my children or to be served to the generations to come is if I start to really, really change some things and change the surroundings that I have. You know, that saying, you are who you hang with. It's true. You are who you hang with. You are the person that you hang with. You are the person that you sleeping with. You are the person that you dealing and connecting yourself with because it's a relationship, right? It's a relationship. One day I got to a point where I looked around and I was like, man, I got all these friends and there's no value in this stuff. I started shifting some things around. And for that moment, I felt kind of alone because I was alone, right? I took the time to say, you know what? I'd rather be by myself and become my own best friend and start to understand myself before I connect myself with all of these people. And I'm having unrealistic expectations for them because I'm looking for them to give me something that, number one, they probably can't give me because they're not even where they need to be. And ultimately, they don't even understand what I need. So instead of like looking on them or frowning upon them based off of them reacting to their own insecurities, right? Because that's what it is. We look for things from people that they can't even offer us these things because of their own insecurities or their own instability or their own emotional stagnation. You have to come to a place in your life where you tell yourself, look, I know I'm not the next Oprah, right? Because people always say, you're going to be the next Oprah. I know I'm not the next Oprah, but I'm the next Ayana Johnson. I have yet to fully discover her, and I'm talking to you. Say your name. I have yet to fully discover your name, but I know that I'm the next her. My value is going to represent her. I'm not trying to be like my friend. My friend got her own journey. My mom had her own journey. I can't blame her for what she had to do to provide for me. I can't blame her any longer for what she had to do as far as being a single parent. I can't blame her any longer. I can't blame her because she had to have her own journey, and I'm not trying to be the next her because I'm not necessarily willing to risk it all to be with somebody like she did. I'm not necessarily willing to go on drugs to sell my body. I'm not necessarily willing to do some of the things that my mom did. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about you. Whatever it is that you continue to blame people on, blame your situation on, or say, you know what, I don't want to mirror my mom, mirror yourself. Discover what yourself look like. There's a lot of people that I'm inspired by and I'm motivated by. And I could look at their lives and say, listen, she make me want to do this, or she makes me want to do that, or she makes me want to be more consistent in this area. And that's okay. But I am not going to look at nobody and say, yeah, I gotta be her. I want to be her. Nah, it don't work like that. I ain't trying to be nobody but me, because God planted you here. He planted me here for a reason, to develop and promote, right, who we are. Could you imagine yourself at your greatest potential? Could you imagine yourself at your fullest version? You got to dream bigger, see bigger, want bigger. And I promise you, bigger is going to knock at your door. So relationships that's not in alignment with the quality of who you are, that's not in alignment with the quality of where you're going, that's not in alignment and able to develop you at your greatest ability, your greatest potential, is not where you need to be. So that's what this message is about. I pray and I ask God that he will order your steps, that he will guide you, that he will lead you, that he will give you the endurance that you need for you, and give you the vision for yourself and for your children. Somebody got to change the family. Somebody got to be the one. And I'm not saying you got to be the next Ayana Johnson. You don't have to be me, and I don't have to be you, and I don't have to be that person, or you don't have to look at somebody else and say, I got to be like that. No, you got to be like you. I'm going to always show up and tell my story, because my story defines who I am, and it really qualifies me to be able to inspire you, right? But I'm not saying mirror what I did. I'm saying look into the mirror, look at your own life, and see how you can orchestrate things to work out for you. What is God saying to you? What person is he putting in your mind that you got to let go? What situation, what connection have you had for so long and you know it's time to let it go? What job are you supposed to leave? You got to show up for you. And I know it's not easy. But I promise you, anything in this life that is not easy is worth it. Anything that is easy, there's typically no value in that. There's typically no value in things that are easy. You got to motivate yourself to push yourself towards things that's not easy, things that look foreign to you, that you've never seen nobody else do. You got to tell yourself that you're able and you're capable of doing things that you've never seen yourself do before, because you deserve it. Because God has given you a pulse, so you still have a purpose. And you can't allow yourself to be connected and tied to something that diminishes that purpose. You can't be only motivated for the things that's easy. You can't fake the funk. I don't know about you, but I'm trying to show up as my authentic self. I want people to really see the full version of who I am. I don't want to hide behind a mask. That's a miserable way of living. I want to be able to be around people and they can genuinely feel my love. They can genuinely feel that I'm authentic. I don't want to show up around people and then go home at night and cry. I once was there, and I knew that I couldn't keep living like that. So I'm encouraging you to show up for yourself and connect yourself to anything that is allowing you to grow and flourish. You got to cut off the branches that's not growing. And sometimes that means it's just you're going to be by yourself just for a second, and that's okay. Because if you are not okay with yourself in a way where you can walk out of your house and walk into a room and people say, who are you? If you can't answer that seriously and with all seriousness and joy in your heart and confidence, then you probably need to spend more time marinating with you anyway. And sometimes that means, look, I'm just going to be single for a minute. Or I'm just, I'm going to let go of my side chicks. I'm going to let go of them dudes I've been dealing with all them years that ain't giving me no value. They not trying to marry me. I'm not going to be in this game no more, because all it does is take me away from my morals and my foundation when my mama and them raised me in church. I'm not going to hang with them friends that keep causing me to get in trouble. I'm not going to keep dealing with these women that only see their values in their looks. It's more to me than looks, and I got to figure out what that looks like for me. I'm not going to hang with anybody that just want to take from me, because now I feel like I'm just being taken advantage of. Evaluate your life and see what needs adjustment. And I promise you, if you do this, and if you commit to you, all things are going to work out for your good. God, we bless you, we love you, and we thank you for a new season. In Jesus' name, amen.